would work best, so that way when you do come around and play these shows, the main headliners are impressed by how you are and how smooth everything goes, how well you have your stuff together. So it's great. It's a great learning experience to have some locals out, so that way they could see what goes on in this, as well as just it helps support the local scene. These kids, everybody's working hard and everybody's trying to get their message out there and their music out there. So as long as we can help bring more attention to a band, you never know who's going to be the next big thing. So it's always fun to help, and supporting the local scene is a huge thing.
We got Bruce on the loose in the building. Have you ever seen the videos on YouTube? This guy's insane. He's certifiable.
So we should get him in the Tourette's.
That's right. Also, by the way, here at the Blue Goat, Samus Theory and Breakpoint Method the 23rd, and also Fluid coming in here the 28th. Being here at the Blue Goat, you guys played here the first time.
Yes.
And it was a near sellout. It was a sellout by the end of the night.
Yeah.
And tonight will be a sellout before the doors even fly open.
Hope so.
How does it make you guys feel? You guys can roll into a town. Like, for instance,
I can't stop smiling.
Salina. You guys roll into Salina. There's a lot of people that are like, no, the tickets won't sell. Who knows who OTEP is? All this stuff. And you guys can roll in and sell out tickets before the doors even open.
It makes my heart warm because it's summer tours, and summer tours we're competing with Mayhem and we're competing with Ozfest and all this stuff. So to be able to do that stuff means a huge amount to us, and a lot of that has to stem back to the venue, the promoter, and doing their jobs and getting the word out there and letting people know, because it's really disappointing and it really hits morale when you go to a venue and they just didn't promote it, and you get a decent crowd, but there could have been more, or you hear people telling you, I didn't know about the show until the last minute, and it's just like, how is that all working? We're going to give you the best show we possibly can do, so at the same point, you promote the show the best you can possibly do, and the kids will come out, the people will come out, and it's
well, hell, speaking of promotion, you guys did a little promotion for this live stream thing, and we had like 15 people in our chat room just waiting around for you to show up.
I got it. So, thank you for waiting. Awesome.
Now, doing the summer tours and doing all the stuff, can you make more money? I guess a little bit behind the curtain here kind of thing. Can you make a little bit more money doing your own tour than getting on an Ozfest, getting on something like that you don't have to worry about? You just show up and play. This stuff you can just show up and play, but...
Right. Well, Ozfest and a lot of those other shows, they have like certain types of things, situations that you have to deal with. I mean, there's a lot. If you put it in a merchandise standpoint, there's less bands to choose from tonight to buy merch. You could probably buy a shirt from every band and still be okay. Where if you go to an Ozfest, you have 30 different bands.
Oh yeah.
And so it is more difficult for bands that are at a lower status to be able to really be as financially beneficial from doing those tours, but you also have to look at what Ozfest did for us. We did 2001, 2002, and 2004.
And now you're doing your own tour.
and ever since then, we've been pretty much either headlining or main support. We've done a lot of other tours, but that exposure, and that's the thing, as long as you take your 20-minute set you get and make it the most intense 20 minutes anybody's ever experienced, then hopefully that's going to get them to remember you and come out when you do go on tour by yourself. And it was a great experience, and it really allowed us to introduce ourselves to a larger audience, so that way when we did come back, we could do things like this 2 times, selling out the Blue Goat twice.
It's a hell of a deal. And also an added incentive tonight, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, down here at the Blue Goat through 232 North Santa Fe, $22 gets you in the door. You guys have new T-shirts.
Yes, we do. We just got 2 new T-shirt designs in today. And they're very, very cool.
And you've got your own light. It's like Kmart.
Yeah. We got a red light special kicking. But our merch guy Richard does a hell of a job of setting it up, making it look really nice. And that's the idea too. You want the actual merchandise to look presentable. And every band has done a great job.
And you got, I understand, a big endorsement.
Just got we're working on a new endorsement today, Diodario Strings and Planet. We already use Planet Waves accessories and stuff like that, but right now I got my first samples of Diodario Strings, and my tone just got better, and I'm giddy about that as well. So, it's like I'm always on a quest to make my bass tones better and better, And I used to use, the funny thing is this is a long time coming back. When I was going to college, going to music school, I had a 6-string bass, and the only strings they had available at Berkeley's bookstore was the Diodario 6-string set. So I fell in love with Diodario strings. And then I got into this, and I had another endorsement for a while, and that we parted ways recently, so I was going back around, and I was like, well, I used to love these strings, and my guitar player, Steve, he loved Diodario strings as well. So when I contacted them, they're like, we would love to work with you.
We've got a hell of we got people filing in. We got people.
Hey guys, we're doing it.
We got people right doing all sorts of things, and
just move it to another part of the club, please. Thank you. That's all.
You never know what's going to happen.
I'm trying to get your attention, but I figured since I'm live right now, I might as well.
Livestream.com/Jiggy Jaguar. My God, it's like as I say it all the time, it's going down like a horny lesbian here at the Blue Game. We've got all sorts of things going on.
I still want to go back to spray paint
Or maybe it's like a blowfish in a twine factory. I don't know. Now, you guys being on tour and doing all the things that you do, how was it the first time when you did Ozfest?
Yeah.
How was it meeting Ozzy?
Well, I never really met Ozzy. I said hi to him once when I was watching him jump rope, which is kind of a cool thing to see. You're like, everybody's like, look, he can barely walk, and then there he is, just jumping rope. And he is, like, I just read another article in Rolling Stone about how he's back to working out like crazy, and it's good. It's great. I love hearing that. Everybody's going into this healthy thing, like, how do I keep going? Well, take better care of yourself. But I got to meet Sharon and Kelly the first day of Ozfest. The three of us sat down in the cafeteria and had lunch, and I knew Jack a little bit beforehand, and that was the thing. Like, before we were even signed, Sharon came out with her kids to see one of our shows at the Roxy when we were opening up for a band called Cold back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And that was what kind of brought our attention. That show got Sharon to say, I want that band on my Ozfest tour. So we got confirmed for Ozfest before we even had a record deal.
Holy crap.
But then that obviously starts the balls rolling. Everybody's like, okay, well, if they're already on Ozfest, let's get our
Who the hell are these guys?
So we were fortunate enough to start our journey with Capitol Records back in the day, and which was huge for me and OTEP. We're big Radiohead fans. Capitol put Iron Maiden's records out, put out Megadeth records, put out Beatles. Like, my brother took me to the Capitol Records building when I was a kid just because of his Beatles obsession, and now I'm standing on the roof of the Capitol building, like, celebrating signing with them, which it was a good journey. But right now we're with Victory Records, and they've done really, really well by us. And that's another ironic thing for me, is that when I was a kid playing in old hardcore bands when I was little, I always wanted to be on Victory Records. So now I'm on Victory Records, and it's been really cool. They've been really supportive. They've been helping us stay out ever since we put out this last record. Our Smash Control Machine came out last August, and we've been out pretty much the entire year. So.
Yeah. Now, you guys go on tour, you do you do these interview things constantly. Being in, originally, you're from Illinois.
Yeah, I was born in Chicago.
Have you ever been able to do any of the local radio there? Has you ever been on Man Cow Show, things like that?
No. I haven't. It would be funny. I haven't done any of that stuff. But yeah, it's just fun to go back and play the areas where you grew up too. I grew up in Connecticut as well, so I go there and play. And
so you can go see Vince McMahon at the WWE at Titan Towers.
Yes. Or back when Dee Snider used to even have his radio show.
That's right, Dee Snider had a radio show way back in the day.
All the time, man. That was good. But yeah, it's just fun. I did actually one time during Ozfest got interviewed by one of my old drummers from one of my old bands, his ex-girlfriend, who is a DJ at WCCC in Hartford, Connecticut. So that was the irony enough. Like, well, I know you because you used to date my old drummer, and now you're interviewing me because I'm on Ozfest with OTEP, and it comes full circle. But it's nice to see friends having success. Bands like Shadows Fall and stuff. Those guys, Matt.
Oh, those guys are fabulous.
Matt and I used to be in local bands playing shows together back in Springfield.
Holy
before
crap.
all this stuff. So it's just to see us both being able to keep it going and keeping it alive and things like that. Some of the guys at Killswitch too, same situation.
Yeah.
Mike was in the Overcast, and we used to play shows together. I mean, my old band and Mike's old band played a show with Cannibal Corpse and Meshuggah's first U.S. tour or something like that back in like the mid-'90s. It's
So
been a long, it's been a
it's a
beautiful
long,
ride.
arduous journey,
Yeah,
but it sounds like it's been fun.
In the words of Dewey Cox, it's a beautiful ride.
Now, I don't know how much time we've got. We've got a couple minutes left here. Are you a big MMA fan?
I'm getting bigger into. I was
Because I seen you throwing that kettlebell around. You got to be a Fedor fan.
I was a year one UFC fan. I was a Royce Gracie
Royce
fan.
Gracie and all that, Ken Shamrock, all that.
I remember when I was going to college, those things came out on videotape.
Oh yeah,
videotape, and I was renting
back
those.
when it was a 16-man tournament.
Yes, and I've been getting more into it, and it helps with the Mike, the drummer from I wrestled Bear once. He's a jiu-jitsu trainer, so he's been trying to get me a little more into that too, which it's all a great cardio workout.
Oh yeah.
So and that's the other thing, you don't want to just spend all day. I don't want to necessarily look like a juiced up guy. I just want to feel better. I want to feel as best I can and take care of myself. So getting those kind of actions and movements will be fun too. So I'm gonna try to. My tour manager wants to see me do a boxing match someday. It's like, you just look crazy. I'm like, I'll probably be better off doing wrestling. Everybody's always mistakes me for a WWE guy.
Really?
Actually,
we could have you wrestle Big Show. I'm sure we could work it out somehow.
Well, I'm going to try to see if I can get. I wrestled a bear once to wrestle me because
that would be great.
I'm the bear.
You're the bear. You know what's great is I wrestled a bear once this here tonight, and in a couple weeks they're going to have a band from Lawrence called "Don't Fuck with a Bear." So it's a bear themed blue goat.
That could be the blue goat has a bear theme.
That's right. Well, I appreciate it, brother. Thanks for swinging by and doing this.
Blue goat, thanks for having us again.
Check out OTEP tonight at the Blue Goat. $22 gets you in the door. Doors are about to fly open. There's people. This parking lot's going to get full. $22 gets you in the door. If you don't have tickets, you better get them now because they're almost a sellout. I wrestled a bear once. OTEP, Straight from the Path, Barry tomorrow. King Bruiser tonight. And Jay, I appreciate you making time for us, brother.
Thank you, sir.
And sir walked in behind me. Let's go watch more here on JiggyJaguar.com.
Yeah.